Hi there, and welcome to G's Backstage Pass. Today, I'm going to talk to you about this show and why I started G's Backstage Pass series and what we have in store for you this year. I'm the producer, engineer, and do the VOs for the All Things Relax with Sandi D podcast, and I'm going to give you tips and insights that you can use for your podcast and your show. My background is I was in the music industry as a tour manager and live sound engineer for many well-known bands, and I've traveled all over the planet for the past 25 years. I'm also going to bring you behind the scenes and backstage access to the All Things Relax with Sandi D podcast. We have had a lot of great guests on the show in 2020. And each interview has a special message and connection with the listeners. We have many more exciting guests coming up in store in 2021. And Sandi and I have a goal that we're trying to reach. So we're very excited about some guests that are coming up. So whether you have a podcast or you're thinking of starting one, we're on this journey together. So we invite you to join our community. And so why this series? Well, Sandi and I take the approach that your podcast is a show and is a way to promote your business and a way for you to talk directly to your listeners and your customers. It's a chance for them to hear your voice and your message and learn more about you and your company. We take the approach that your podcast is like a professional show, just like a professional concert or a professional radio show or TV show. It's a chance for you to reach an audience all over the world. Now, it does take some planning and learning how to produce the quality that you want and, create the template. So you just basically plug and play. Every week you just plug and play. So we want to make sure that you know how to produce the quality that you want, that the listeners deserve. We focus on the mind and how getting in the right mindset is really the key and is really the beginning of your journey. We do a deep dive SWOT analysis and discover what's holding you back. And we have a lot of great tools in our Introverts Toolkit that's part of our e-course. And I walk you through the tech side of recording and editing and mixing and producing your show. I will walk you through Audition, Adobe Audition. And I know it may look intimidating at first, but I show you that it's really not. And that once you understand the basics of editing and adding compression, adding EQ, adding licensed music, understand what gain structure is, and mixing your show, that you have control over every aspect of your show. And you can produce a great sounding show that reaches people all over the world. If you think of your podcast as a show, as a professional production, and you take the same approach, it takes the pressure of perfection away, especially for introverts, because it's not live. You can redo it, and we show you how you can cut your recording and editing time and all this down in half by just having a process, an approach to the show each week. We have some very exciting things in store for our students in 2021 and for members of our community coming up this year. And we're here to show you that you have a voice and it deserves to be heard. We show you how to channel your inner rock star. Look, we've all been through a lot in 2020, and 2021 is our time to start fresh and embrace who we are. A lot's going to change, and there are people all over the planet just waiting to hear your message. And on G's Backstage Pass, I'm also going to give you some my take and some insight and some behind the scenes backstage info and tips and things that go into producing the podcast show each week. We believe that investing into having a podcast show and learning the tools is a very smart business decision, and it gives your chance for your brand, your message to get out to a larger audience. And bringing on different guests into your company, people you work with or people in your field, really just ups the level of professionalism with you in your brand and your niche. So for more tips and insights into defining your show, getting in the right mindset, editing, mixing, mastering, everything, I invite you to check out our e-course. It's the Introvert's Guide to Rocking Your Podcast. Sandi is the introvert, and it's kind of funny because she is out front as the podcast host. I'm the extrovert, and I'm behind the scenes. For the past 25 years, I've always been the guy behind the scenes. When a band's on stage, I'm the one standing side stage, or I'm the one at the back of the audience at the front of house board, behind the scenes. I prefer that. I'm an extrovert and Gemini, and Sandi's an introvert Virgo. So we create this balance back and forth of being out front and also being behind the scenes. But I feel that we have one of the best sounding podcast shows out there, and I really feel we have one of the best courses out there. So I'm really excited to have you guys be part of our community. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear what tech questions you have, any mindset questions you have, and we're just really excited to have you part of this community. So I want to thank you for tuning in to G's Backstage Pass. Until next time, cheers.